what's going on, everyone? Thanks for joining the show here. I'm definitely excited to have this chance to get some of your guys' evening here. Just want to let you know I have an amazing guest. His name is Sebastien Solomon. He's going to kill. What we're going to do right now, we're going to actually log on the Instagram Live. So if you want to join us there, we're going to do that real quick, and then I'm going to introduce him, okay? So we're going to go live right now. Right, and then I'm gonna invite him. All right, Sebastien, just invited you. Hopefully I see you in a moment here. All right, what's going on, Sebastien? Hey. Sebastien. All right. Sebastien, could you see me here? Hey, there you go, buddy. Hey, how you doing, man? Hey, thanks for joining. All right, we're gonna introduce. All right, everyone, show some love for my guest, Sebastien Solomon. Let's go. Woo! What's going on, bud?
Not much, bro. I'm just chilling, man. Long day.
Awesome. Hey, man, how you been? Like, it's been a while since I connected with you, man.
Look, I just been grinding, dog. Everybody can see on all my platforms. I just been posting every single day, so that's all I've been focused on. Really, that's really all I've been doing. Just saying to myself, just trying to put my name out there a little more.
Hey, you've been killing it, man. How's life changed for you ever since you broke into tech? Anyways.
Shoot, my life. Honestly, it got more hectic. I'm not gonna lie. Like a lot. It's like I honestly had like more on my plate. I'm not gonna lie. It's a big boys game now, so I'm dealing with grown folks right now. So honestly, it's more on my plate. So that's all I can really tell you. But honestly, I enjoy it though. I enjoy it. Ain't nothing much I'd rather do than this.
Awesome, man. So, you are a new sales rep. It's been about a month now. How's your experience so far in your new position?
Honestly, look, it's great. I can tell you in that part, like the people have been very, very supportive like very, very supportive. At the same time, it's hard. Like what I can tell you, like every new level in your life, it just get harder and harder from right there. It never gets easier. So that's what I can tell people the most of the time. It just never gets easier from there.
No, 100%. I agree, man. Once you get in, people don't you won't know until you're in that sales role how crazy and tough it is to do it, every day. The type of mentality you have to do for this sales position is pretty tough. I 100% agree with you on there. So, tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Like, you're so young, and what were you doing before you got into tech sales, anyways?
All right. So before I got into test sales, I was a broke boy. Ain't had that much to me. I was like
This guy.
I was working fast food for a living. That's what I was really
Yeah.
doing. I was working at the pizza place. So like just to put that out there with other people, I literally made like a post on this with all the people right there. Look, I know you understand you don't have that much experience, but like you could break into tech if you really wanted to. So like I was working a fast food job, pizza place, serving pizzas to people,
Mhm.
stuff like that. So while I was doing that, I was really grinding my way trying to break into tech. Like if you know me, if people saw me in the early days, I was posting videos about my experience trying to break into tech, applying the roles and everything like that. Story times, all that. That's like early. Now it's a little different.
Right. I just want to let you guys know, if you haven't followed Sebastien Solomon, it's true. He's been, even before I connect with him, he's been posting content consistently. And that just shows the type of grind and the mindset he has to be that entrepreneur, or even kind of, break into tech sales itself. So definitely follow this guy on all the social media platforms. I mean, that's amazing. So how were you able, like, what you say you were working in fast food? What were you particularly doing in fast food?
Bro, I was serving pizzas. I was many like here Blaze Pizza.
Yeah.
That was me.
Oh my gosh, dude,
I was
that's
like
so crazy.
I was literally serving pieces, man. And like I'm telling you, I came from nobody, nowhere, nothing. I literally just popped in the air, like because I was that's like I don't have any experience. I keep telling people that.
That is crazy. So how you I know you recently graduated, right? Just a
Mhm.
few months ago. How did you find out about tech sales and what made you choose that career path anyways?
I was scrambling. I'm not gonna lie. I was really scrambling because it got to a point where I told my parents, like, look, I'm Caribbean, so like all things college, 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 college. So I was really scrambling. I was like, how in the world am I gonna make some money and try to hopefully make my parents proud? So I was searching videos on videos on videos until I landed on Caleb Berg, Cyrus, and Anthony O'Neill. Those were the top three people. They was talking about tech sales. And I was like, bro, what is sales? I was like, I didn't know anything about this, right? So I was like, boom, boom, boom. I was like, all right, oh, they talking about coursecareers.
Right.
So I was like, all right, what am I gonna do? I was like, all right, bet we about to do this. I just put I didn't even like really look up coursecareers. I just went straight in. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. So boom, the day I graduated high school, you know, I used mostly all my money from I got from my gifts, and boom, I bought the course that day.
Dang, that is hustling. Okay. How long was after you found the course? Long was that thought process? Okay, I know I want to do this anyways.
That day and there. When I saw the course, I was like, boom, I'm buying it. When I was graduating high school, like I took no thought. I was like, I just knew. Look, everybody got that
Wow.
feelings like you just know it. Like I bet. So I locked this. I was like, bet I'm gonna buy it right then and there, and I did it.
So all right. So what was your original plan then
I was
before you saw that?
so way before my gram, I was posting that I was gonna become a real estate agent. Like I put yeah, I put DMV because I live in a DMV, so I put DMV realtor in my bio, and I was like going to my real estate course, right?
Yeah.
But got to a certain point where I was just like, I don't think it's about to work out. I just had like a feeling. I was like, I don't think it's about to work out. So I was like, all right, boom. I was like, are we switching places? So that's when I found tech sales and everything like that. The original plan was a realtor. I told everybody and their mother I'm going to become a realtor. That changed very rapidly.
Wow. Okay. So you already knew that you wanted to be a sales rep already, right? Because technically, real estate agents are they're sales rep as well. It's just that
Yeah.
they don't have a base. So that is the different guys. If you're not unaware, real estate agents the only time they make money is off fully 100% commission. So if there's no commission, there's no output. You don't get the input on that. At least with tech sales, at least you could start with a base salary and you could go all the way up to six figures. This guy is 18 years old and his career development is so early. I wish I got into tech sales his age, but this guy has so much potential for that. So, what type of resources did you use to learn about the world of tech sales? You know, like what else? Like what'd you learn in the course?
All right. So the course, like, so with the course, it really just tell you like the basis of everything.
Hmm.
So just base of sales, like I know nothing about it. So to tell you about, all right, what is cold calling, what is cold emailing, what is outreach, what are the platforms that everybody uses, and everything like that. Also, just learn about how to talk to how do you know what LinkedIn was either. So that's what I found about LinkedIn every too. So it just told me about all the platforms every salesperson use. And you talked about the basics about how to talk to a prospect, but it didn't really deep dive too crazy about into sales until like you really get into the role.
Right. I get that. So when you got into learning that, did how long did it take for you from time for you to finish the course itself after you bought the course?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
I ain't leave the crib at all. I barely left the crib.
See that, guys, that is called sacrifice. Sometimes whenever you want something really bad, you will have to take that, do the leap and take that sacrifice. Because especially if you're young at Sebastian's age, because you sometimes work hard. Yes, you want to have a work-life balance, but you want to work hard in the beginning so you could enjoy life a little bit earlier. You don't want to enjoy life later on when you're older. Don't get me wrong, you want to have a good retiring extra income for that. But have you seen those people that just they're enjoying life in their 40s, 50s, a little bit older? don't you enjoy life earlier, right? So that's so smart. Sebastian's actually sacrificing his early age to at least try to get that going right there. So from the time you finished the course, how long did it take for you to receive your first interview? Anyways.
Oh, my first interview, that was right out of there. I was like really
Oh,
right after course careers. So literally like a week or two later,
oh
I got my first
wow. Okay.
interview.
Okay.
Yeah.
So could you explain what you mean you got it through there? So what does Course Careers have on there? Like what kind of
Uh,
program that helps out with students?
so what I would recommend everybody is I did not use the course career platform at all because in one year I heard, yeah, you can use the course careers platform, but in most of my other ears, it's like, yo, you got to get your butt on LinkedIn. It's like
Hmm.
LinkedIn. It's just like, yo, that's literally that's a holy Bible right there. It's like you got to open a book, you got to read it, you got to learn everything about it. So I was
Right.
like, okay, so that's what I had to do, and that's what I recommend everybody do because like even though like you might have external things to work, the basis of everything is on LinkedIn, no matter what. So
I
like
see.
start building up your profile, start like literally just start building up your profile, please. Like honestly, make sure your profile is very great and everything like that. It takes like what, maybe a 40 minutes, have a little banner, everything like that. It shouldn't take too long.
Right. So if the viewers don't know what he's talking about, essentially, Course Careers have this thing called partners program. What it does is they do have companies they're partners with where they have the capability to look at the students that graduated course, and from there, if they like their profile, and by the way, the companies they're able to look at when once the students complete their exam, they can see the grade, they can see all the answers and everything like that. So that's what he's talking about. He's saying that, yes, you have that capability to utilize that, but do not depend on it. I 100% agree with Sebastian. And when I passed the course itself, it took me about a week or two to land a interview as well. But after that, I proactively outreach, and which we're gonna actually talk about that. What so tell me about your strategy when you were searching for companies to apply for. Like, how did you figure out, oh, I want to apply for this company? And yeah, tell me a little bit about that right there.
Okay, so I didn't have a specific field I wanted to work in. I didn't care about fintech, ed tech, anything like that. I just wanted to get the job. So, and I understand people want to
Yes.
work in a certain sector, but like for me, I just didn't care at all. I was like, yo, just put me in. So what I did was I was going through LinkedIn. If I saw a company that was interesting and looked nice to me, I literally just put the company in review and Glassdoor, and if I see good reviews, I'll apply to them. And I'll just have a
It was,
bucket up. I just have a bucket of those. I just have a bucket of those, and I just worked my way down from all the ones that I liked, and that was really it.
I see. So when you if for people don't know what review is, we all know what Glassdoor is. Is pretty much a website where you can look at reviews for companies, right? So he's correct with that. I highly recommend if you're going to look for a job at a different company, research that company, research the culture, their career path for you as an employee, particularly that position. But review, what it is, since we're both in tech sales, it's mainly for tech sales reviews. So it talks about the different type positions, the quota attainment, so how good that product market fit is, as well as how much they would averagely get paid. The only downside about that is user base information. So sometimes if it's a company that's not, they don't have a lot of information on it, then you won't be able to get that. That's where you use Glassdoor. So for you, when you were looking at the different companies through Glassdoor and RepView, what was the indicating factors when you looked at it that you're like, okay, that's a company I want to work for?
To give it an honest look, if I saw a good review, right, I'm applying.
Hmm.
Because look, if I see a good review, if it's a good review, then that's how you know you'll be fine. Because in a good review, that includes the quota attainment and like the company values and everything like that. So if I saw like like what, a 79 or 80 above, I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna be good. Quota's good, people are hitting quota, the company culture good, boom, apply, no time wasted.
That's perfect. So what he's kind of talking about is quote attainment. Essentially, what since we're in a sales role, right, a performance based role, he's doing is researching companies that are product market fit, and then the employees, all the sales staff, they're able to hit that quota. So they're meeting their monthly quota, quarterly quota, or even annually, however they do it. So that's 100% true. Since we're in a performance based uh, uh, role, I always preach that if you don't get into a product market fit, you're not going to perform, and that looks bad on you, especially as a new employee, right? So, Sebastian, what he did was correct. So, what was the process when you started applying? Could you walk me through how you the applications? Like, what was your outreach methods? Tell me more about that.
Okay, so I did a bigger stream because for stream times come for stream measures, and a lot of y'all on LinkedIn are pretty lazy. Now, honestly, it's very annoying for me seeing that. The reason
I
why is
love this.
because I will no. The reason why because I'll just see a lot of people like a lot of people be like, "Yo, I'm struggling breaking the tech," and I'll ask them, "What are you doing?" Just like, "Oh, I just applied." I'm like, bro, do you really want this? You don't want it. Like, here's what you have to do. I always say this every single time. I'm gonna say this probably to the day I die. You have to do the job to get the job. So what I did was I will apply. I apply to the company. I'll reach out to 2 to 3 sales managers. I will connect with the 2 to 3 sales managers. I
Hmm.
will cold call them between 8 and 9 and 4 to 5,
Hmm.
and I'll repeat that same process all over again. And that's all I did. That's all you really need.
Could you repeat that one more time? Say it again so everyone else could hear it. Say again. Preach that.
You apply, you find 2 to 3 sales managers because those are the direct people that will hire you. Do not contact the VP. They're not the key decision makers. They're busy running
Right.
sales teams and everything like that. Then I will I will email them. I will call them between 8 and 5. And I'm at 8 and 9 a.m. and 4 to 5 p.m. because that's when people are not busy at all. And I would even hit them up in their DM, direct message. And that's all you had to do. And just keep repeating our steps.
Out of all the outreach methods you did, what was the best one that gave you the most either connections or results or responses?
Cold call and voicemail.
Cold call and voicemail. Wow.
Yeah.
So that's pretty crazy to hear that, especially in this day and age. What triggered that, anyways, for you to start cold calling? And how did you find what? How did you narrate route yourself all the way to get to the right person? What was that process?
So what I did was I realized, okay, there's doubt this I'm competing with older people, more experienced than me.
Hmm.
How in the world am I going to get my foot in the door and make them see I'm unknown? I was like, okay, how can I get to somebody very quickly? Oh, I just call their phone, cold calling. I learned this.
Right.
You learn this in course careers. So I remember Trent, he was talking about sales engagement platforms. So I was like, all right, what I mean, Zoom info? Don't really like Zoom info. I was like, all right, let me go to Apollo. And I use seamless AI sometimes, but I use Apollo.io and I literally just call them. Because look, 9 times out of 10, they're busy. So they're not really gonna see the emails like that, and they're not gonna see their look, do not LinkedIn message a recruiter. I promise you it's a waste of your time. Unless you're popping everything like that. Unless you're popping you big dog, then probably when they see your name. But if you're not and you're nobody like I just was, then don't do
Right.
it. It's literally a waste of your time. They barely even answer those. So I was like, all right, let me just call them. I was just like, bro, what's the worst could happen? I had their direct line, so why would I not call them? So that's what I did. I just called them.
That that is so amazing. I see that shows the maturity of your thought process of in your age, 18. I didn't even think about calling companies. I did the old school route, email, messaging, and just following up. And by the way, if people for those don't know what Apollo.io, it's essentially it's a data intelligence type of company. It's a software, so it's kind of like Zoom Info. Essentially, what it is where you're able to get either on LinkedIn, and it's a Chrome extension you can download where you could get people's contact information. So there's like Lucia, that's another company that does that. But That's how you're able to get the right either phone number or email to directly message anyone in that industry or that company. It's not always accurate, but it's pretty accurate. So if you don't know, so once you start to proactive outreach, and I'm so glad you mentioned that. I preach that all the time because especially with today's market, it's very volatile and also, and yes, Deandra. So Sebastian did actually call them to get a job. Yes, he personally called them. So you know what? Let's go back to that real quick. Um, how how often did you call a, let's say a SDR manager or a hire manager? How often did you call that person so we can help Deandra out right here?
Every day.
Every day? Wow.
I mean, yeah. I mean, people are always working Monday through Friday. So Monday through Friday, I will call them every day, every day between those time frames. If not, if those time frames were gone, then I'll just be emailing them. I'll just be emailing them, creating content just to post on LinkedIn, just cause to get my name out there, and just applying. That's all I did. I did nothing else but just apply, email, LinkedIn, nothing else.
So when you were reaching out to them, you actually got a hold of the person. What? How did you actually like start how did you start your conversation to be like, hey, I want to, like, was it like I want to apply for this job position? Like, could you so because let's say someone else wants to do the same strategy you do, it's always good to have a framework. So what was your framework
Mhm.
whenever you contacted and reach someone in that hiring side?
So, so mind you, that's my first time ever cold calling somebody. I never cold call anybody in my life, so that's really my sales experience. But for some reason, I was just hitting it off with a run. I was like, boom. I'll call them. The answer would be like, hello. Be like, hey John, how you doing today, sir? My name is Sebastien Solomon. I'm a recent applicant that's applied to this role. I'm just very interested in the role and everything like that. So I'm just here expressing my interest. And boom, they'll just be like, "Oh my gosh, you're my first time that cold call me. Oh my gosh, this is so crazy." Like blah blah blah. And after that, that's just free game right there. Like honestly.
So what? How many interviews did you get by doing that process of outreaching?
So before I signed to my company and everything like that, I literally had at least 5 or 6 more companies lined up ready to interview me. I had to cancel those. Yeah.
Jeez.
I had like 5 to 6 more like ready to interview me, everything like that. But I canceled all of those and everything. So I had a lot lined up.
So see this, Sebastian is a proven like concept, a proven person that if you practice outreach, that's when you get that. He already had 5 other companies lined up for interviews. That's insane. That is crazy. What was that time frame from when you graduated the course to when you started doing? Was that like 2 months? What was that time frame?
So I graduated in May. So June I was applying like an idiot. Then July I got my stuff together, and that's when everything started coming along.
Right. Oh,
So
okay.
so I would say it took me 2.5 months in total for me to like get my job and everything like that.
Would you
The thing
mean?
is,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
the thing was like the crazy thing is right. Even though when I was applying like an idiot and stuff like that, I was still getting interviews. Like I interviewed with some big companies also too, like during that time also, which was crazy. I don't know how I got there, but I did it somehow, some way.
I see. I see. So what would you say? Could you explain like what you mean by you were you were applying like idiot? Like what do you mean by that? Could you
I
elaborate
was
on that?
like like you got to understand like the market. Like you got to understand like the market and like yo, you the person people I'm talking to
Right.
right now, the individual, right? I want you to understand this. It's a competition, dog. Everybody wants the things you want, and that goes for life in general. So you have to stand out in some way and willing to do the things that you don't feel like doing. So I knew everybody was applying. I knew there's 2,000 applicants per each role. So I was just like, what in the world can I do to like move past that and stand out? So that was the thought process. That's the thought process you always have to have. I mean, for anything. I don't care what nobody say. You have to. So that was literally. So I was like, all right, bet. I was like, okay, I have to get myself in front of them. So I was like, all right, cold calling. That's the only thing I got to do.
Right. So that's I'm so glad you brought that. So a lot of the questions I get asked, especially when I'm coaching students, is they always ask, should I do a bunch of massive, applications? I highly do not recommend that. The reason why is right now it is not the employees market, it's the employers market now, right? So you have to be able to understand that market and also learn how to get better with your outreach, because if you start spraying and praying, you're not going to get good. Whereas when you start niching down, you choose like, okay, I do want to work in these industries, and you kind of narrow it down and you start doing research. You start getting better at it, especially how you outreach. And then two, the other one thing is you don't want to accidentally apply for a job and get that job, and it's a job that it's not even a great fit for you, because whenever you get a new job, remember, it is a life-changing event. So let's say you change one industry to another, and all of a sudden you're not making money, you're not performing, then you're wasting your time, and you're putting yourself at a risk there. So especially with today's inflation and the market itself. So that's really good that you're talking about that. I'm glad you confirmed that. Could you just describe what your interview process was like? How many rounds did you do? What they have you do? Explain a little bit about that.
So every interview process for entry level roles should be 3 rounds. It should last over a week and a half, maybe sometimes two. If it goes longer than that, then I don't know what to tell you at that point. It shouldn't be that long at all. It was 3 rounds. First round is a screening, pre-screening to see if they like you. The second round is honestly another pre-screening because y'all don't really do that much. The third
Yeah.
round interview, that's round three for you. So if you mess up, you mess up. That's you do, but that's when like you can get anything. Third round interview, you have to prepare for anything. You get a test, you
Yeah.
get a mock call, a mock email. I did those before. You can get anything thrown at you. So you have to be prepared in every metric that you
Hmm.
give to think of. Or you might be
No.
lucky, you might just get like a little call with them and be like, oh, okay, we like you. We can move you on.
Right. No, 100%. So what was the most common questions that they asked you to do? Because I know you said that they had the pre-screening, what was the most common questions that you had during your interview?
So everybody knows the most common questions: why sales? Why is this job? What attracted you to this job and everything like that? What is your why? All the basic questions that you should be able to answer without even probably thinking about it.
And by the way, he was able to do this because he kept consistently outreaching, but not spraying praying, but he understood and he did his research to get him where he's at right now. So even at 18, you could say he's an expert because he went through the process of job searching, particularly in the tech industry. And with the tech industry being that very competitive, he was able to accomplish it at his age, which is amazing. So, what would you say? Uh, what do you think made you, since you did so many, you did a few rounds? What made you stand out? Through to where they offered you, and how many offers did you get? By the way,
All right, so we're gonna answer offers. I've gotten 3 offers.
3 offers. Jeez,
I got it three
kill.
offers, and yo, for you to stand out, bro, just stop being like boring. Like honestly, I could tell you the truth. Like you gotta add some flavor. Like, look, I'm gonna let you know. Like, look, you gotta think about this real quick. With the recruiters, especially the big tech company, they have another one lined
Mhm.
up right after you. So like they're
Right.
on to the next. They're on to the next person. And you think that personality that you have right now is gonna make your way through it and try to put some charm on it or just try to like get your way through the door? It's not gonna work. You literally have to stand out. So what I tell people is, yo, it's like, yo, one, be yourself, but like actually like how do I put this? Yo, have some charm, have some charisma. Like, yo, put yourself out there, dog. It's
100%.
like it's honestly crazy because look, bro, they're like think about it. You're one out of 1,000 people that probably applied. You're probably one out of 100 people they're interviewing. So how in the world can you make an impact on somebody's life? Here's how you do it. You ask questions. But what I mean is that you literally ask more questions than they're asking you. But they have to be very interesting questions. Before the interview started, and I was talking to a recruiter before, I was like, yo, how the weather down there? I'll look up the profile and be like, yo, how's the weather in Florida? I heard it's like 76 degrees down there, everything like that. And they're going to the weather. Then you get into their kids, into the family and stuff like that, just building rapport. Then it gets to a point where y'all just talking, y'all not even talking about the job.
Right.
So
Yeah, I 100% agree. At the end of the day, the recruiter or the interviewer, they're people like us. Like, especially when I first connect with you, Sebastian, we immediately connected. We were talking like regular conversation, and it's so true because when the interviewer is going through the process of, interviewing you, at the end of the day, what they're looking at is besides your skills, they want to remember on their thought process, they're thinking, okay, can this person work with our company and our team every day? Could our team deal with this person every day? Right? That's what they're thinking. And are they able to adapt? Are they able to do teamwork stuff? Are they able to even be able to be open to help out as much as they can? Because at the end of the day, whenever you join a team, your team is to get revenue for the company. So 100% agree with that. When you go through the conversation in the interviewer, do not be don't be a blank canvas. Have some charisma, have some flavor. As the words of Sebastian, have some flavor in your personality when it comes down to that.
facts,
Yeah,
facts.
yeah. And let me kind of just answer some of the questions here on the comments. Yeah, so I'm not sure if you're comfortable with this. They asked, how much was the salary that you were offered? If you're not aware, tech sales, you could get offered between 50 to all the way to 100 in the base itself. But I'll let you answer that question. And there's a thing called OTE, which I could explain. But Sebastian, if you're comfortable with that, when you accepted the offer, what was your offer?
So my offer that it was around the range you literally said, the average range, your entry level. So around like 60K range. And on
Mhm.
top of that, your OTE will probably be around what's the average? Maybe like 30K, if I could think
Yeah,
about
like
it.
an extra 30, 20, 30K, just depends on what type of industry you're going. Yeah.
Yeah,
So at
that was it.
this guy's 18 years old, making 50 to 60,000. Yes. Think about that. If he's consistent and if he goes to the route of, the next position, by the way, is you become an account executive. There's different routes, but if he goes directly into the sales route, this guy around in his early 20s could be making easily high six figures, you know. And this guy's going to create a generational wealth. That's the difference. You be rich, but you want to be wealthy. And if you could bring generational wealth, that's a different level. And this is the guy, proven concept. This is a person that is able to do that at his age, which is amazing. Kudos to this Sebastian. And then Rax, yes, he did get the job. So to go back after he did you said that Sebastian, you had 3 rounds, right?
Yeah, 3 round.
Yeah. So what was that? What was that to kind of answer his question? What was the within the 3 rounds? How long was that? 2 week time frame or?
So what I love the most about my company is they don't play no games. Like they on top, they on that timing. So this is like, yo, it's like, yo, this is about to be very quick. So we don't got time to waste. We're not here to waste your time. So all this happened in 1 week.
1 week.
Yeah, 1 week.
Okay,
Yep.
that's there we go. So that answers your question. Um and okay, that's a great one, Rachel. Can I use my experience to leverage a good salary? Uh here, I'll
So you are a 5-year account manager. So yes, if you don't do that, you must have lost your mind if you don't.
All right. Could you explain, Sebastian, what was your example of how you use? Because if you look at Sebastian's background, he was a trainer as well. That shows that he always had that leadership capability. How were you able to leverage that experience into to articulate it through your interviews? How were you able to do that?
So I use that in a way that I basically work with people like on like basic onboarding, right? So I just put them through the standards and everything like that. You know, have
Hmm.
those store runs and everything like that. So I put that in a way where it does relate to sales, you know, everything. So that's how
Right.
I said that's how I did it. So that's what you just gotta learn how to like put the words because everything you do, no matter what, is basically in the way type of sales. You just gotta be good
Right.
at explaining it, no matter what.
Right. I
So
I
that's
always
why.
say that, at the end of the day, like, Rachel, I know you said you're an account manager in healthcare, but you're already in sales. I know it's not tech. I come from finance. Sebastian's fast food. Like, we're so different. But guess what? We're in that field. So if you are able to articulate it and even voice wise, and also even say it in your resume, because at the end of the day, you got to be like, hey, I'm that person, right? You got to stand out. If you're able to articulate it or word it correctly, you can use that information to get yourself that offer that you want. So I know you did everything within 2.5 months. So if you would, let's say you start all over, right? uh what would you do first now, like just knowing all this information? Because like you and I, we learn as we went, and we're like, okay, this works. So what would you do first now?
So the thing I would do first, right? If I had to, I probably would have not taken a course careers.
Yes.
I probably
Why?
wouldn't have went straight. I would probably would have went straight in because I realized like, all right, bet if I could literally do the job before I could get the job, right? And I don't need that much crazy. I don't need that Christmas experience. I just got to prove myself. I was like, all right,
Hmm.
bet. So what I do is right then and there, I'll buy Apollo right then and there for like 100 a month, and I would have just started cold calling people straight then and there, just spamming it, and be like, yo, I'm recent application, this like that, blah blah blah. And I know I probably would have gotten my foot in the door very easily doing that. I probably would have not taken course careers at all.
Right. No, 100%. So I have to agree with Sebastian. So you do. But so Courts Careers is a resource you can use to understand the type of positions and even kind of the lingo of that, the terminology of that space, so the whole tech sales space. But you don't need to do that. I actually found out about tech sales a few years prior, and because I knew I was changing my industry, right? I was like, oh, all right, I want to change the industry. I've been in the finance industry for so long, and I actually was able to get into tech sales positions, so account executives and even customer success manager positions. I was able to get to round three. It's just that when I got to round three and they started talking about the whole lingo of the tech sales space, I didn't know how to articulate that back. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand the terminology. So if you're able to actually understand that terminology, you could still be able to convey that in the interview, and using is exactly what Sebastian's outreach strategy, which I am going to back him up on that because I did the same thing except for the calling. So kudos to you on that. Um, with that being said, you could still get a job interview. So whoever's that's taking the course right now, you don't need to finish the course itself, because it's a tool to help you get in more knowledge on that. So I do want you guys to kind of look at that. So what's one advice that you could give job seekers at this moment? Ooh.
I try not to be mean. I try to say this from the bottom of my heart. You have to look, I'm telling you right now, you have to stop being lazy. I really hate laziness, and honestly pisses like really irks my soul, dog. Like, yo, please, 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 please stop being lazy, dog. Like, I just want you to understand this. You think you about apply to 5 companies, send 5 emails, and think that's it, and you must have lost your mind if you think you're doing that. Like, I'm telling you, people are hungry. Like, people want this. Like, people want this bad. I said, people want this job bad. There's 1,000 plus 2,000 applications. You think the little one, the little boy right there, just typing on your computer thinking, oh, yeah, this is going to work. It's not going to work at all. Stop being lazy, do the work, put in the extra work, put in the extra hours. I lost sleep over this. I don't regret it at all. I'm being so real. I lost sleep over this. I don't regret it at all because I know what I had to do. I put my head down, sacrifice everything. That's how you do. That's how you do it. And look, I'm gonna add on top of that. Look, it doesn't get easier from here. You think the job search is hard? Wait till you even get the job, and you think you're gonna be built for it too. Goodness, like if you think you could apply like that, and you think you could put the way you're being lazy during the job search and put in tech sales, I promise you, you're gonna fail. It's not for the weak at all.
Right. 100%. I'm gonna back Sebastian up on that. So, sales roles are really tough. It's if you don't have high blood pressure, you might get that and might develop it because you're always needing to hit quota, and it's a mental game. So it's kind of like the concept: what you output is what you get input wise. So it's true. And especially right now with the job market, if you notice, there's so many tech layoffs right now, but there are still a lot of people that are still a lot of companies are still hiring people, right? And remember, they're trying to hire companies or positions that are generated, helping them generate revenue. So, for example, sales reps are perfect example at this moment. So, yeah, don't be lazy, as Sebastian says. You got to be proactively outreaching all the hiring managers to at least land the interview. Visibility is key. That's the only way you could get your chance to get that job itself. We're gonna ask one question right here. Let's see. We're gonna go and ask. All right, it's from Hugus Ellie. All right, I got a question. What exactly is tech sales as a career, anyways? Like, what are the requirements? Where do you apply? And what you do daily? So, you want to tackle that together, or you want me to start? You want to start? I'll answer it. All right. So, what is tech sales? Yeah. So tech sales, right? As any sales rep. So, whenever you're a sales rep, you are selling a solution for that person's problem, right? So, for example, let's say you're a real estate agent. The customers want to buy a house, so you're selling them a shelter. So that's their solution. They're looking for a place to stay at. Same with tech sales. Tech sales, you're selling either, it could be anything. So there's so many sub niches within the tech industry. So you got education tech or ed tech, med tech, fintech, so financial tech. And depending on what you're doing, or you're selling that software or that service to that business to help out with their problems. And what are the requirements? Honestly, it's a sales job. So this is what Sebastian and I did: is we took a course to kind of get the understanding of the job role itself. So you just need to be able to grind it out and not be lazy and proactively outreach your interviewers. And the requirements is you just need to know how to sell, right? And you're going to learn on the course itself. And also, once you get hired on, they're going to teach you their style of selling. There's different methods. And where do you apply? Honestly, right now, LinkedIn is key to apply for a tech sale job positions. The reason why is that with the recruiter tools they have now, and plus you're able to, because this is a social media platform itself. That's where a lot of the people will give you have the capability to actually reach out to the people there. So the hiring managers, whoever it is in the industry. And what do you do daily? So you call, email, and you report your numbers. You figure out methods on how to make a sale. Even you'll start learning how to create sequences and also how to have a conversation with people, because the method of selling is completely different compared to a car sales rep. Two different there are sales reps, but it's two different styles of selling. But yeah, that's what you do daily, and then you just report your numbers. You have to output your type of work you do here. So hopefully that answered that question. Okay. What even is it? Okay, let's see. Pretty much. Let's answer this question. All right. So what companies are they even talking about? Okay. So it could be different things. So let's say tech sales could be cybersecurity, right? So you're selling cybersecurity to companies that need that. Um, there, it could be you're selling data analytics. So Sebastian and I were talking about that earlier, where Zoom Info, Apollo, especially for other companies that want to get information and more data on other companies, their customer profile, they can use that information to be able to sell their information there. Their CRM, so CRMs like Salesforce, HubSpot, and there's different CRM. So CRM is pretty much a customer relationship management software. You could sell a solution like that. There's so many. So you could go on your phone and look at applications. And have you bought something where you were like, oh, I need this because it makes my life easier? So that's what they're selling. That's a software that they're selling. Hopefully that makes sense. And then, okay, so we're gonna get to that question. I promise. So this kind of talks about what I was gonna ask too. Uh, so yeah, what projects you got going on, and how does what does life look like for you in the next 5 years, man?
All right, so in the next 5 years, think how old I be 19, 20. I'll be probably literally basically like what 2 years out of college at that point. So I want to be a co-founder of a tech company or something in that area and everything like that. I want to be a co-founder. Like my biggest dream ever, while I keep grinding everything like that, is hopefully one day I could just meet somebody out of the blue, or they just hit me up. I meet a software engineer. I meet somebody that can market. I know I'll be able to sell by that time and everything like that, and meet other couple people. And I just do a startup and everything like that, or just be a co-founder if they wanted to add me to it. That's literally the end goal. But now I just have my own business with somebody or something like that. I just talk about my experiences and what I learned.
100%. So if people don't know, that's watching this, sales reps are typically, especially like depending on how far you want to scale your career wise, they are typically they typically become the CEO, or they will start their own entrepreneurship. The good thing is once you get into the space, you will learn all the types of skills you would need to be an entrepreneur. Because at the end of the day, depending on what type of business you want to do, or service you're trying to do, your goal is to sell your product or service to customers, right? And that's how you make money. So even if you don't stay in the sales game, or even a position for a company for long, you could carry on those career skills that you generated and bring it over to a something else, on your business plan. So that's why, like Sebastian, all right, 5 years from now, this guy wants to be a co-founder. Like, this is crazy, Sebastian. Like, this is
Yeah,
the
I
thought
want, I
process,
want
the
that.
mindset you need, man. That is insane. And I'm so happy that you were able to join the show with me here. You gave a lot of nuggets there. Once again, this guy, if whoever that's coming in late, this guy is 18 years old, is making around 50 to 60K, has a career path to make over six figures in a few years. And by the way, be on the lookout for this future co-founder. We don't know exactly what, right?
I don't know yet though. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
know. I
yeah.
hope so.
Right, but just knowing your thought process and how your mindset is, I know you're gonna find something soon, and you're gonna work on it. Because every time I speak with you, you're like, Richard, I wanna do this. And I love the type of relationship we develop. Like, we're bouncing up ideas. This guy has big future. This guy's gonna be a future influencer. I don't know how, but I can see
Bro,
this
I
guy.
hate
Yes,
that
I'm
word,
gonna say.
dog.
All right,
I
all
hate
right, I got it.
influencer
All
so
right,
much, man.
let me go back. I'm sorry. A future co-founder. Mark my words. Mark my words. This guy's gonna step up, and you will see him. And I'm gonna say here today, October 23rd. Okay, I'm gonna say it in front of everyone here in the viewer. But hey, man, tell everyone how they could reach you. Anyways.
All right, so you can reach me on multiple platforms. So I got YouTube,
Hmm.
Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok. I got those four platforms. So you can reach me up every there. But if you most likely want me to respond and everything like that, follow me on the gram, follow me on those platforms. But if you want to speak to me mostly directly, just hit me up on LinkedIn. I'm on there literally every single day because I have to be.
Right. This guy has a massive following already. I told you, I know you don't like that word, influencer, but he has influenced so many people. By the way, I'm gonna tell the story. I don't care. I'm gonna tell it for you. Okay. So when he got his when he started his first job, or this new job, and he got in the first day. Remember, this guy is 18 years old. He got in, and someone older was like, "Hey, you're Sebastian, right?" And what was your reaction?
I was, I
Say
was
it.
like, I was like, I was like, yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm Sebastian. I was like, what's up? He's like, bro, I'll be watching your stuff. I was like, oh shoot, like, yo, on LinkedIn it's crazy because like I ain't never first time I ever heard somebody do that. But like, yeah, he's like, yo, I'll be watching your videos, stuff like that. She's like, yo, I really appreciate it, all this stuff, bro. I really love them. So you like keep doing what you gotta do. I was like, yo, I appreciate it.
There you go. So this guy hasn't even started his new job, came in, and he already had that recognition. That shows the type of leader, future co-founder, and the type of mindset you have. I can't wait to see what you have coming up. And thanks for sharing that story and pretty much everything you provided us, all the information. But if you guys want to do, I know he said you don't need the course, but if you do decide to, you want to join the course itself, links in the description. His profile is also in the description itself. Give him a follow. This guy he's consistently posting something almost every day. And so I feel like something he's posted is 8 days out of 7 days. I don't know how he's doing that, but he's consistently posting, which is
I don't leave
crazy.
the crib, bro. I don't leave the crib. I'm here. My big self right here is here all the time, recording, doing this, like right here. So,
Right.
like I said, I don't really care about nothing else. I'm just trying to grind, really. I'm just trying to get my name out there.
Right. I can't wait to see what comes up. But all right, guys. Thank you. Everyone give Sebastian some love. All right. And we're going to actually end the session. By the way, this is recorded so you can watch it anytime you want. All right, guys. Take care.
Appreciate it.
Of course, man.